This is my review of the Beatles album Magical Mystery Tour. It was released in 1967, produced by George Martin. This album I actually remember buying. This album I bought sometime after Christmas in 2009. I'd gone to the theaters, and we used to have this store called FYE in the mall that anytime I went to the movies I'd go and buy some CDs. Well, I had a bunch of money from Christmas, so I bought a bunch of CDs, and at the time was when I was getting really into the Beatles, so I actually bought this and the White Album on the same night. And for a while, Magical Mystery Tour was honestly almost my favorite Beatles album. Definitely don't listen to it as much anymore, but for a long time I really liked it, and I think a lot of that has to do with some of the songs kind of in the second half of the album. I'm not really sure too much about I kind of get that part of the album was just, I think a soundtrack for a movie they did or something, but the other half is some singles, and it's kind of put together. So I think part of it was an EP in Britain, and they put the other stuff on to make it an LP over here or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but it's kind of a different album for them, I feel like, in that. And it also one of the things I noticed about it is it definitely doesn't flow as well as some of the albums that have come before, especially on the last album, Sgt. Pepper's. I think that's probably their best maybe their best flowing album, and it all just kind of goes together seamlessly. And that's one of the most impressive things about it, I feel like. Whereas this seems a little bit different. I think the songs that were meant to be singles kind of stand out a little bit more over the other songs, whereas the other songs kind of fit together like they were meant to a little bit more, it seems like to me. Anyway, so the first song it starts out with Magical Mystery Tour. I think it's a great opening song. Definitely makes me almost wish that they had made this album into more of a concept album, because that song, I don't know, especially with the lyrics and stuff, it makes you feel like they're going to take you on this weird trip, which, I mean, this album is kind of this weird psychedelic trip, I guess, but I don't know, it could have, I feel like if the songs had tied in more, it could have been an interesting concept thing with this song starting it. But anyway, it's a good song. I used to think that it wasn't that catchy. Now I think it's a lot more catchy. I kind of feel I just thought that with the title, Magical Mystery Tour, I think is a great title, because you're kind of ooh, what's that? And I think I was kind of expecting more of the song from the title, and then I heard it and I was like, oh, well, it's okay. But my opinion on it's kind of changed, and I like it a lot more now. But I think it's a great way to start the album. The second song, Fool on the Hill, is a song I like a lot. I like these kind of, I don't know, the Paul McCartney songs, and just this kind of I don't know, the style that he has. I like this songs a lot. I like the different flutes and stuff on it. I like Paul's voice. I just think it's a catchy song. It's kind of fun to sing along to, even though it is kind of slower. The third song, Flying, is instrumental, and it's nice. It doesn't extremely stick out a lot to me. There's nothing really wrong with it, and it's fine, kind of in its place. But it's kind of one of the weaker moments on the album, just because it's not extremely memorable. The fourth song, Blue Jay Way, is the George song, and it's a kind of really weird song. It took me a while to get into it, but now I actually do find it really catchy. It's just got some cool effects on the song too and stuff like that. I really I think it's phasing or whatever that they have on the drums on it, makes it sound really cool. Anyway, yeah, it's a good song. Took me a while to get into it, but I like it a lot now. The fifth song, Your Mother Should Know, another one of those Paul songs that are kind of, I don't know, kind of cheesy, I guess, but I like it. I think it's catchy. Paul's really good at that, writing those kind of cheesy, catchy songs, and I know some people don't like that kind of style, but I honestly really enjoy it. The sixth song, I'm the Walrus, probably the weirdest song on here. Maybe, I don't know, Blue Jay Way is pretty weird. But, I mean, lyrically it's really weird, but interesting, and I think it's just kind of a fun whimsical kind of song. I mean, it does have a little bit kind of darker sound to it, I guess, in some of the parts, but just a really cool song, kind of a lot of fun. So it's a pretty cool song to have on the album. The seventh song, "Hello Goodbye," kind of repetitive, and I usually don't like that in songs, but I've always really loved this song. It's just like insanely catchy, and I really love Ringo's drumming on it for some reason. The eighth song, "Strawberry Fields Forever," probably, I mean, I could probably make a case for this being like my favorite song that John ever wrote, and possibly even my favorite song of the Beatles. Just a really cool song. I definitely remember instantly liking it, like the first time I heard it. Just everything about it's great. I think another great performance by Ringo on it, actually. Some pretty cool drumming on it. The ninth song, "Penny Lane," is a song that kind of might be my favorite Paul song, and almost another song that I could argue for my favorite Beatles song. Just another song where I love everything about it. It's a super catchy song that just instantly stood out to me. The 10th song, "Baby You're a Rich Man," is sort of silly, but it's fun and catchy. I like the kind of like bass part that Paul plays on it, and whatever that like weird, I don't know, instrument is in it. It kind of like is in the beginning and then it like keeps going through. I'm not sure, but it's a weird sound. But yeah, it's a good song, and I think only kind of disappointing coming after those last couple. And then the 11th and final song, "All You Need Is Love." I mean, really famous song, probably not much I need to say about it, but it's a great way to end the album, another one that always stood out to me. So the album as a whole, it's just kind of weird because it's like, I feel like the first half of it, kind of Magical Mystery Tour through I Am the Walrus, all kind of fit together as like their own little thing, which I think they were kind of meant to, because they were for the I think a movie or something. At least I'm pretty sure they were. I'm not entirely sure about this. But then the second half of the album, like "Hello Goodbye" through "All You Need Is Love," is kind of different than the rest of the album, and like "Baby You're a Rich Man" kind of doesn't fit in as well with those songs. So it doesn't like flow as well as some of the other albums, but it's got some really great songs on it. Really, Only Flying is probably the only one that, I mean, like, I never skip it because it's not bad or anything. It's just, compared to the other stuff, it's kind of like, it's there. But yeah, the rest of the album is great. So I think I definitely have to give this still a 5 out of 5. It's probably not as strong as Sgt. Pepper or Revolver, but I still think it's a really solid album. So Magical Mystery Tour is definitely a good Beatles album to check out at some point. Probably not for your first album.